Okay, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. I don't know what's going on. Oh, okay, it's going. All right, good. So, I'm gonna move this out of the way. And voila, we have a yoga studio. All right. Everybody doing okay? Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Hi, Shelly. Okay, everybody. Apologies. We're here. I was just texting. Good morning. I was just texting one of my teachers who was one of the Soul Collective teachers. We're back to like Rebecca 1.0 when I used to come on in my pajamas because I'm in my pajamas. We are going to start on our hands and knees, and we're going to get a little bit more movement in at the beginning than we normally do. I need to vacuum. But we were talking about how in meditation, we were talking about how we have this this online platform, and these online platforms have these delays built into them for a number of reasons. But when I have a problem with somebody, trying to get online or whatever, come onto your hands and knees. Inhale, curl your toes under, arch your back, and gaze slightly forward and up. And on your exhale, take the tops of your feet to the mat and round your spine. Good, and do that 2 more times. So take your cat-cow, inhale, curl the toes, arch your back. And exhale, round. Tops of your feet to the mat, push the floor away. Good, and we're gonna do that 1 more time. And as you exhale this time, really squeeze your navel in and up. So your belly button comes in and up. And really what that does is activate or encourage you to activate the low abdominal muscles, which is really great to do this time of day if you're with me early in the morning. Okay, so now having done that, I want you to relax the feet in any way that's comfortable for you, and keep neutral through your spine. Take a little tilt of the pelvis anteriorly. So let it drop down, your tailbone lifts. That's your anterior tilt. And now start to posterior tilt and draw those muscles below the navel, up, 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 and in. Okay? And then take a breath in, come to neutral. And exhale, squeeze those muscles in and up, push the floor away, create that rounding through your spine. But really what we're trying to focus on is getting more of that action in the low abdominal muscles and that contraction there. Good, breathe back into neutral. And last one like that as you exhale, squeeze in and up. So there's a lot less rounding in the upper back. You're really trying to get those muscles at the low abdominal area contracted and lifting. Now come into neutral and move into child's pose. So I will be texting, so a teacher will text and say, is something working? So in this instance, I was talking about Arthur. Inhale, come forward to plank pose, curl your toes under. Exhale, lift your hips and press to downward facing dog. Arthur texts and says, is the sound working? And I get the text message, and I see him on the thing, and the sound is working, so I text him back. And then I text him something funny. And Soul Man comes over, and he sees what I'm doing. He's like, oh, what's that? So I had to explain to him what's going on. You're still in downward facing dog. And he says, And I say, look, I just texted Arthur. He's going to walk over and check his phone. And because I knew what I had texted him, as an aside, I texted him something I knew would make him laugh, right? So I said he's going to walk over to his phone and he's going to laugh. And sure enough, he walked over to his phone, he read the text message, and he laughed. So I could see what he was going to do, right? Next inhale, come forward to plank pose. And as you exhale, lower your knees down again. All right, now we're going to do that. Just get this into your body here. So you got the anterior tilt and the posterior tilt of the pelvis. And we're really engaging right here between pubic bone and navel, these muscles going back towards the sacral area of the spine, sacrum here. Okay, so let's do that again, but we're going to do it from downward facing dog. So come back to down dog, lift your hips up. Okay, now take if you need to bend your knees, hamstrings feeling tight, let the pelvis tilt forward with the heels lifted slightly. Okay, breathe in here. On your exhale now, draw those muscles in and up. Slight posterior tilt of the pelvis. Good. Squeeze those muscles back. Contract them towards the sacrum. And then on your inhale, come to neutral and sink your heels down to the floor. And on your exhale, you're going to do that again. A little bit of lift in the heels. Draw the muscles back. Drop the tailbone down. Good. There's very little rounding in the upper chest. And then on your inhale, heels drop down. Pelvis comes to neutral. Pause here in down dog as you exhale. And then walk your feet up towards your hands. And once you get to the front of your mat, lift halfway up. Breathe in here. Stay in the half forward fold. And if you have a block or blocks, it might be nice to set it on the second facet and hold here. And don't collapse. Don't collapse into your block. You're just halfway up. Lengthen through your spine. Press into your feet. Firm the fronts of your thighs. Here you go, nice extension along your spinal column. And on your exhale, let's squeeze those muscles in and up. Keep the extension on the spine now. Good, one more breath in. And out, contract. Good, you can move that block aside. Inhale, come on all the way up. All right, we're gonna move into a slow sun salutation. And I do recommend here to get the blocks. I'm gonna move my decorative gourd. It is decorative gourd season. Move that over to the side so I can bring my block out. And take your blocks on the top of your mat, and I have them on the second facet again. If you're really tall and this is a long way away, maybe put it up one more, all right? One more higher. Okay, so we're gonna, that anterior tilt of the pelvis, this is the forward tilt, right? And when the pelvis tilts forward, the spine naturally follows because it's rooted in the back of the spine, right? So we're going to tilt the pelvis forward and drop the hands down to your blocks. Good, breathe in here. And on your exhale, step your right foot back. I will not be mirroring you today, so step that right foot back. Lengthen through the top crown of your head. Breathe in here. And on your exhale, lower your right knee down to the mat. Good, uncurl the toes. Inhale, lift your arms up to frame your head. And on your exhale, lower your hands just behind the blocks. Press to hands and knees, so left knee meets the right. Curl the toes under. Inhale, arch the back, gaze slightly forward and up. On your exhale, round as you send your seat up and back to downward facing dog. Good. Breathe in, look forward. And on your exhale, drop your knees back down to the mat. Take your hands to the blocks, create a little more space. Step the right foot up between the hands. Good. And on the next inhale, step the left foot up to meet the right. You're halfway up through the torso. Stay here as you exhale. Lengthen your spine. And on your inhale, stand up. Yeah, so really slow down, grounded, and maybe even a little too basic for you, right? So we're really just kind of slowing it down, taking all the complications out of it. Inhale here. And exhale, lower your hands back to your blocks. Good, breathe in here. And exhale, step the left foot back now. You're in low lunge, hands on blocks. Breathe in. And exhale, lower your left knee back to the floor. Good. Inhale, lift your arms up to frame your head. Stay as you exhale. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to your blocks. Nice. And then step that right foot, knee back to meet the left. Take your hands to the floor just behind the blocks. Curl your toes under, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Breathe in. And out. Good. Now, come back to hands and knees. Step that left foot up. Good. Hands come to the blocks. Inhale. Step the right foot to meet the left. Lift halfway up. Stay as you exhale. Inhale, long spine. You're going to come straight up. Don't worry about the arms lifting. Okay? Now, that's a really great way to do a sun salutation without doing lots of forward folding and getting into the low back, which can become uncomfortable for some of us. Okay, I'm gonna put my decorative gourd back here. If you'd like to keep using your blocks, feel free to do that. We're gonna go into another sun salutation, more traditional. Breathe in here, into Tadasana, and exhale. Good, inhale, lift your arms up to frame your head. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Now, you can come half or all the way down. Next inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, step your right and then your left foot back to plank pose. Full breath in plank pose. And guess what? We're going to stay here. Old school. Been here for a while, right? Breathe in. And out. Inhale here. And exhale. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale, lower your knees and then your torso all the way down to the floor. Point your toes behind you. Inhale, lift your chest, neck, and head for Cobra Pose. And on your exhale, press back up and send your seat towards your heels into a child's pose or a child's pose of your choice. So sometimes we've been taking child's pose or like a half child, somewhere between a puppy and a dog. Sorry, a puppy and a child's pose. So really just make your choice here. Hold. Good. Inhale, come forward to hands and knees, curl your toes under. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, lift your heels, look forward between your hands. And as you exhale, walk, take a little stroll up towards the front of your mat. Once you arrive, lift halfway up. And exhale, fold. Or stay half lifted. Inhale, long spine. Reach your arms around and up. And exhale, lower your arms forward and down. Good, one more time. Inhale, lift the arms up to frame your head. Exhale, folding over your legs. Inhale, lift halfway up to prepare. Exhale, step your left and then your right foot back to plank pose. Breathe here. So we've got this combination of the movement, and we've got this combination, we've combined that with the stillness and holding, and this real focus on the breath, really deep inhale and exhale. One more breath in here. Exhale, lower your knees and the rest of your body down to the floor. Point your toes. Inhale, lift your chest, neck, and head to Cobra Pose. Exhale, lift the hips, press back to Child's Pose. So the point I was making in meditation about time and our connection to time, how it's a construct that we use to make sense of what's happening in our lives. And how do we exist in that time? How do we make use of? How do we exist in our time? Inhale, come forward to hands and knees. Curl your toes under. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, look forward. And at the bottom of your exhale, start to walk, or as you exhale, start to walk your feet up to meet your hands. Breathe in, lift halfway up. And exhale, fold. Inhale with a long spine. Let your arms reach forward and up if you like. And exhale, lower your arms by your sides. So if we can be present, not projecting into the future, or take your left foot, I'm going to mirror you now, take your left foot and step it long back behind you, and let the heel move slightly behind the foot. So the outer edge of the foot isn't quite parallel with the back of your mat. Turn your right toes to face the front of your mat. We're going to go right into triangle pose here. So tilt that pelvis to the right and drop your right hand down to the floor or your block, and extend your left arm up into the air. Good. Now, remember that muscular engagement we did just between pubic bone and navel, and I would like you to breathe into that space, fill it up, and as you exhale, squeeze those muscles, contract them back towards your spine. Yeah, and then create this length as you grow out of the top crown of your head. Breathe in and out. Good. Inhale, come up, press into both feet. And as you exhale, parallel your feet, pause in the center here, take your hands to your hips. Breathe in, lift your chest, and stay as you exhale. Good, let's take it to the other side. So turn your left toes towards the back of your mat, move that right heel slightly towards the front of the mat. Good, deepen the left hip crease, we're gonna drop forward and down, right into triangle pose on the other side. Yeah, left hand down, right arm up. Good. Find that breath in, filling all the way into the pelvic bowl. Let it fill up. And then exhale, squeeze. Contract. Good. One more like that. And out. Good. Inhale, push into both feet to come up. Exhale, parallel your feet. Take your hands behind you. Just rest the backs of your hands on your low back. Good. And lift the chest. Breathe in. Lift the chin. And stay as you exhale. Good. Now step your feet back together. Yeah, so how do we be present in the space where we're in when we know that we can project into the future and be influenced by our past? Yeah, so these practices on our mat, both physical, right, and our more meditative practices, allow us to clear and center our minds and find that space within. It's kind of untouched by time. Inhale, lift your arms up again. And as you exhale, fold forward over your legs. Breathing in, lift your chest and step the right foot back. And exhale, step the left foot back. Drop your knees down to the mat. Send your seat back towards your heels. Yeah, you're going to sit upright here. And what I'd like you to do is lean over towards the left side, right? So you're leaning onto that left hip. Let your feet come out to the side. Hook the left foot, the top of the left foot on your right ankle. Turn a little bit of a mermaid stance here. Let's take the right hand down towards the floor and lift the left arm up alongside your ear. Breathe in here. And as you exhale, take a little bit of a lateral, all right, stretch over towards the right. Good. Start by turning, on the inhale, turning your rib cage up towards the ceiling, your gaze towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, let's take that left arm over towards the thigh or the shin. Maybe even grab the toe if you like. And the right hand comes behind you and you're twisting around towards the right. Breathe in here. And breathe out. One more breath in. And out. Squeeze the navel to the right. Good. Let's slowly unwind. Good. Take a little counter twist to the left. Actually, make that a little bit bigger. Your right hand can be on your thigh here. Good. Let's take that a little bit further. Breathe in here. I'm like, oh, this feels good. And then a little more twist, a counter twist to the left. Good. Now you're just going to lean over a little bit further and swing your feet around to the left so that you're on the right hip. Now your top of your right foot is on your left ankle. Take your left hand over by your feet. Lift your right arm alongside your ear. Breathe in here. And as you exhale, reach out and over towards your left. Good. Start by looking up towards the ceiling, rotating your rib cage towards the right. Breathe in. And on your exhale, rotate the rib cage back around to the left. Drop your right hand to the thigh, the shin, or grab hold of that big toe. Sweep your left hand behind you. Inhale here. And exhale, take your twist to the left. Breathe in. And out. 2 more breaths like that. Each time you exhale, squeeze your navel around into the twist. 1 more time. Good, let's unwind it around to the right. So you're taking your twist to the right. Your left hand's gonna come just in front of that right thigh. Breathe in. And exhale, twist. I like this little bit of a mermaid twist here, especially that counter part. It's just taking yourself into this whole twist, right? It seems to open more in that psoas area, yeah? And you get this delicious stretch through the front of your hip. And go ahead and swing your legs around and take both feet forward. Actually, take both feet forward and then place the soles of your feet together. Don't come into the really sharp Baddha Konasana. You're more in a diamond shape here, or square. And you're going to take your hands to the fronts of your knees. Yep. And press, use that as a little bit of a traction. So your hands on the shins, tops of your knees, and you pull the chest forward like you're trying to create that back bend in your upper chest. So nice big extension through the spine. Breathe in. On your exhale, tilt the pelvis forward with the spine in extension. Good, so you're getting a little extra here. You're getting a little outer thighs, yeah, and a little bit through the inner thighs as well. Take your hands now to the soles of your feet. You're still extended through the spine, so not rounding yet. So keep extension here. And then slowly draw the pelvis forward as much as is available to you. And drop your forearms down to your ankles. Take a deep breath in here. And the next time you exhale, let's take the forehead and rest it in the palms of your hands. Beautiful. Now, slowly walk yourself back up. Lifting back up and bring your knees together. Scooch to the center of your mat. Soles of your feet on the floor. Knees bent. Reach your arms forward. Breathe in here. And on your exhale, slowly lower. Imagine you're dropping your vertebrae down one at a time onto your back. Arms out to the sides, palms up, extend through your knees. Relax the feet, let them flop open. Deep breath in and let it out. And just for 1 minute here. 1 minute. And now I would have you start to wiggle your toes and fingers. Stretch your arms up overhead. Take your hands behind your thighs. Stretch your feet up towards the ceiling and rock yourself up to sit. And once you come up, take that right hand, place it in a fist just above the pubic bone. Bring that left hand to envelop it. Press back as you tilt forward, sealing your practice, grounding. And then thank you so much for joining me this morning. So great to have you here, and I'll be back next week. In the meantime, you can always find me over on the Soul Collective. We are making a couple of changes. It's kind of exciting. You'll be getting an email about that if you are a subscriber. And if you're not a subscriber, send me an email, rebecca@soulyoga.com, and I'll happily send you links to subscribe. And have a wonderful week, rest of your week and weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.